And so we're here today to honor to honor not only Thomas Edison for his illustrious achievements, but also the third graders at the elementary schools of Brockton who have engaged in an essay and multimedia contest, some of which you see here and on the table. And the results that you see are so well accepted by the Brockton Historical Society and, of course, the community at large. My name is Lawrence Siskind. I'm the president of the Historical Society. And first and foremost, I'd like to give special thanks to a few of our attendees today. We have our mayor, James Harrington, who will say a few words. We have Representative Christine Canavan, who's going to help give out some legislative awards. And we have Janice Beyer, school committee person. We have Linda Belzotti, counselor at large. And we thank them very, very much for attending this event. The event chairpersons are Kate Archard and Barbara Lutz. Where are they? And before we even start, I want to thank them so much for all the hard work that they put into running this event. It may look easy. It may look easy, but there's an awful lot of work behind the scenes. And of course, I want to thank very much school department representatives, and please, I'd like to acknowledge you. If you would just raise your hand or stand. Julie Andrade. Is Linda Dufresne here? No, okay, but Linda Dufresne, as I found out, is the secretary to Julie. And Miss Lynch, is it Ginny Lynch? Where are you, Ginny? Okay, fine. All great representatives of the school department, without whom we would not be able to put on our event. I'd also like to give special thanks to Gerald Beals, who's our event coordinator, our curator emeritus of the Brockton Historical Society, formerly the curator. And I hope I don't embarrass Jerry by saying one of the country's absolute foremost authorities on the great Thomas Edison.
Consider me embarrassed.
Okay, I'll take that. I want to acknowledge our hospitality committee. Ellie Wentworth, please. She's in the back. And Jody Williams, and she's in the back. And our technical assistants, Jody's husband and our wonderful head librarian, Harry Williams. Harry, yep. And our gadget guru, the Honorable Timothy Trask. Where is Timothy Trask? There he is. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Derek Canavan, the Society's curator, unfortunately wasn't feeling well, but he did come to bring a few of our artifacts to this event today. And please, as you have some food and what have you later, please take a look at that. And you'll see some of the students' exhibits here. There's a wonderful, wonderful exhibit at the end that I don't know how this young person, let's see, when you're in the third grade, you've got to be about, what, 8 years old? This kid is going to be a super scientist. Is the mother here? Who's the mother? Or parent? Where? Is that you with the camera? Yeah. Oh, no wonder you're so proud. Okay, okay. What's your name?
My name is Jason Perdal.
And your son?
John.
Okay, John. Come on, John. Come on up here, John. I want everybody to see John. Okay, now, come take a look over here. And give the Rocky Marciano, go ahead, go. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. All right, don't be a ham bone. Go ahead, we'll call you back up, okay.
Good job, Jason.
me tell you just very briefly what we do at the Historical Society. We, for years, have always said that we are the best kept secret in Brockton. It's not so secretive anymore, but what we do is quite important to the community and the area at large. Our mission is to inspire public awareness and appreciation of the diverse peoples, places, and events that have contributed to Brockton's evolving history. We preserve and we interpret Brockton's historical record through active collecting, research, exhibitions, programs, events such as this, and communications in the belief that an understanding of history can provide individuals and communities with the connections to the past and a sense of belonging in the present, which leads to a responsibility for the future. When we talk about greatness, although he wasn't a Brocktonian, certainly Thomas Edison, I read a bit about Thomas Edison before today's event, and as I recall, and Jerry, I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of all the great Americans who have accomplished great things, he was listed as the 38th greatest American that contributed to an evolving society and lifestyle of what we now, lifestyles as we enjoy it. So Thomas Edison was an immense figure, and when you look around the room, we've had this for a long time at the Historical Society. This is what Thomas Edison did when he came to Brockton. The first city in the world to have a three-wire underground system. The City Theater was the first theater in the world to be lighted from a central station. The house of Colonel Whipple on Green Street was the first private residence to light with incandescent lamps from a three-wire system. The Central Fire Station on Pleasant Street was the first fire station in America to be electrically lighted. And we were the first city to have electric streetcars. Those of you that aren't old enough to remember the tracks here in Brockton, yeah, but I remember. I was there. And quite an accomplishment and addition to our sense of life here in Brockton and the country. Thomas Edison was born February 11th, 1847, and passed away on October 18th, 1931. He was an American inventor and a businessman who developed many devices that greatly influenced life around the world, including the phonograph, the long-lasting practical electric light bulb, and he was dubbed the Wizard of Menlo Park, where he lived, by a newspaper reporter. And he was one of the very first inventors to apply the principles of mass production and large teamwork to the process of invention, and therefore is often credited with the creation of the first industrial research library. Well, we have kind of a research institution here in Brockton, don't we, Jerry? And I don't know whether or not all of those in attendance know, but if you go by City Hall, and right across the street from City Hall is the original electric factory, correct? It was a power station. And Thomas Edison came to Brockton. I hope Jerry will explain that. I've heard it many times, and I don't want to take that part of it away, but I hope Jerry Beals will tell us what it was that Thomas Edison accomplished here in Brockton before he went on to unbelievable things in the country and the world. We were a laboratory for great things. Let me give you what I found. And oh, by the way, I took some of this information for all the school children here today. I took some information out of a website It's called Wikipedia. Are you all familiar with that? Wikipedia. And it has a tremendous amount of information about Thomas Edison. And while I don't have the superintendent of schools here, I wish he were here, I'd like to be able to tell him, make the kids read these things that have a connection to Brockton. Wonderful reading. But what he said, and this comes full circle to today, what he said, I'd put my money on the sun and solar energy. What a source of power. I hope we don't have to wait until oil and coal run out before we tackle that. Was that ever profound? He said that in 1931. And among his friends that he said that to were Henry Ford and Harvey Firestone. So this is just a wonderful, wonderful, up-to-date statement that he gave back in 1931. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to have, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Kate Archard, who's going to discuss the event, and we have prizes which we'll give out, both from the Historical Society and from Christine Canavan, where we have what are they called? Citations from the state legislature. When we give those out, we have a photographer here, and we'll start snapping pictures. Christine, the mayor, and Kate and Barbara Lutz. We'll give those out. Oh, no, I fully understand that. Oh, yes. This is not in chronological order. Okay. No. You can see that, you know, I'm looking at the mayor, and I know he feels my pain when I say, it's not easy being the head of an organization. But we will have those awards given. We will hear from Jerry Beals, who will talk about Edison, and we will have refreshments. All the lovely refreshments are out in the back, and Ellie Wentworth is there preparing them and putting the final touches on. And I think we might have a question and answer period if Jerry wants to conduct it. He's done it every year. This is a good year for me because I've been involved in this event, I think 8 years. Every year, Jerry, this is the first year, by the way, we're not doing specific experiments. But every year, Jerry has an experiment where he tries to electrocute me. Some kind of a hand bobber or whatever it is. So I'm kind of grateful for that this year. So without further ado, let me turn the event over to Mayor Harrington, who'd like to hopefully give us a few words. Okay? Thank you, Mayor.
I hope this is in the right order. I want to thank the Historical Society and the schools to give me an opportunity to come here today and to participate in the program. I don't know whether it's 10 or 11 years either, but I know over the years, in my life as a city councilor and as a mayor, that I've had the opportunity to come here and listen to Jerry and how much he can tell you that. But I really mostly wanted to come here to tell all of you young people how proud we are of you. And I tell people all over the place that we have the best kids in the world here in Brockton and the brightest. And you can tell by our scores in our schools that we're in a community that most people don't think that we should be doing as well as we do. But each year we get better and better, and we prove to everybody that we clearly are. We're the city of champions, and each and every one of you are a champion too. So thank you for having me here, and God bless you all, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Now, I have a delightful presentation to make to a very young lady who's been involved with the Brockton Historical Society since its founding. Her name is Arlene Bushy, and she's seated right there. She doesn't know about this presentation, And what this is a magnet of the original City of Brockton flag. So Arlene, would you come up and be recognized? Can you get up here? She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, and she doesn't know about this.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Historical Society, we want to present you with this token. This in no way impacts your age whatsoever. But this was an original flag that goes back to how far?
To the bicentennial, 1976.
Okay. And this is a magnet that you can put on your refrigerator, and that is the flag. That is the flag. And why don't you just hold that up so we can get that on cable? I don't know if they can get it. I have it. Thank you, Arlene, for all of the wonderful dedicated service you've given to our society. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Kate Archard, would you come up, please? And Kate is going to now take over the program concerning all of the wonderful submissions of essays and media.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome here today. We have a treat in store for you. Jerry Beals is going to share with you some of the little-known facts about Thomas Edison and show us some wonderful slides. And just remember that here in Brockton, there is a lot to be proud of. There's a lot of history, there's a lot of industry, there's a lot of innovation and hard work, and we're very glad you're here today. So let's turn the program over to Jerry, and we'll have a nice slideshow. Thank you.
Before the lights go out, can I just say a few words? Sure. Okay. That was such a warm introduction, Larry. I think I will dispense with my usual joke about how many lawyers it takes to screw in a light bulb this year. I was going to replace it with how many politicians it takes to screw in a light bulb, but I see so many high-power politicians here. I think we'll avoid that as well. Now, before we get underway, a couple of things I want to mention. Number one, does anyone have any idea what that little building, that little model, ceramic model might be? Yes. Third grader. I think that's what a third grader looks like, right? I'm sorry?
The first electrified house.
Could somebody repeat that?
First electrified house.
Absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Very good. This is a model for ceramics that was done over at the Southeast Regional School, and you'll be hearing more about that. This observance of Edison's work in Brockton is going to run from now through Edison Week and Edison Day, which is November 21st. And there are other groups in town that are going to be participating in that. And incidentally, does anyone know what important date next week is? A week and a half away. Any student, boys and girls? What comes up a week and a half from today? On February 11th.
Oh, yeah, his birthday.
His birthday, right. Were you going to say that?
Edison's birthday.
Outstanding. Okay. All right. All of the students are going to get a flag, one of the magnet flags. So why don't we just hand that over to her? And I do have a gift for the young lady that named the house. And it says, genius, a genius. I didn't think anybody would get that. Would you come up and get that, please? Thank you very much. Okay. Incidentally, the little model of the first house that was electrified by three-wire power, first standardized power, in the entire world up on 42 Green Street. We're going to discuss putting it on the Historic Register next Tuesday night with the Historic Commission. So I'm sure you're familiar with it, man. So we're very excited about that. And also a couple other areas of focus on historic buildings in Brockton that need to be addressed, I think. Fortunately, the power plant itself is already been made up and is on the Historic Register. And so these will be available at the presentation in the fall. What happened on October 21st, Edison Day? He was born on February 11th. What do you suppose? What great event happened on October 21st? Yes, young lady, way in back. No, he did not die on that date. No. That would be important, though, for sure. Yes. He invented the light bulb. Absolutely correct. Outstanding. Same person again. I'll dig out another prize for you before the day is over here. Okay, couple of quick corrections. Larry mentioned that Edison was recorded on Wikipedia, not the most reliable source, by the way. It's written by anybody that wants to comment. And I guess Larry indicated he was 37th in importance in inventor. Thomas Edison was actually #1 in the entire world. In the year 2000, millennium, he was named the most significant figure of the past 1,000 years. So we don't want to forget that. Now, what's probably equally significant to us, if not more so, is the fact that I can tell you, without any question, the most important work Edison ever accomplished was right here in Brockton. So, in a sense, we had one of the most important inventions in the entire history of the world take place right here, diagonally across the street at 60 Main Street, which I'll be showing you a little more about in a moment. I think I'll move right to the slideshow now. I don't want to take too much of the time. So if we can lower the lights and okay, that's our hero. Would you back that up to, I think somebody Larry, that's the headline in Life magazine, and it lists the 100 most important events in the past 1,000 years, and U.S. News Report also did that as well. So that's the official story on Edison, not Wikipedia. Okay, next, please. All right, Thomas Edison, about age 4. Most characteristic thing about his personality was and his appearance was he had a very large head compared to normal. And his teacher didn't what? Students, some of you have read that perhaps. Yes, go ahead.
His teacher kept on picking on him.
He didn't what? The teacher didn't?
Picked on him.
Okay, yes, he did. He picked on him. That's correct. And his mother took him out of school and home taught him. And she always thought the large head that he had was just proof that he was very intelligent. And I guess she was right. So next slide, please. Here he is. Would you focus that a little bit? And I think if you get, yeah, that's fine. And I think all the rest will focus. I'm pretty sure. Okay, thanks. Okay, here he is shortly after the next slide. Next slide, please. Whoa, some of these are out of order. Okay, that's his mother. All right, next. Okay, this is where he was involved at about age 12, in that last picture, in saving a child who was the child of a leading telegrapher on the railroad line. And as a favor, that man taught Thomas Edison telegraphy, taught him how to use a telegraph. Next, please. And here he is, focus that just a bit, I guess. Okay. Here he is as a young telegrapher, as many of these young men were called after the Civil War. They were called brass pounders, traveled all over the country, and he was not too well off. In fact, he was very, very poor, as we might say today. Economically challenged, we probably would say today. Next, please. And His first invention was in the room in which he lived, which was designed to kill cockroaches. That's how bad the situation was where he was living, in Boston. Next. Now, while he was in Boston, he met this man. And by the way, this is an extremely rare photograph that comes out of my family collection. Does anyone recognize that man? He was born the same month that Edison was. That's Alexander Graham Bell. And both of them attended MIT lectures together. And they first began to share ideas on electronics. And of course, Bell beat Edison to the what? Telephone, right? And later on, Edison would one-up him with an invention of the what? Light bulb. Okay, next. Now, real quickly, Edison first came through Brockton in about 1873. And this is William Lloyd Garrison, whose son later became the superintendent of the Edison Company. Garrison lived in Brockton, and if you look on the flag that you have, some of you, you'll notice there's a liberty tree there, and I won't be able to even scratch the surface of the importance of this man in terms of Brockton and liberty and Civil War accomplishments and so forth. But there is a very strong connection between Garrison, Garrison's daughter, and why Edison came to Brockton, which we'll skip for another time. Next, please. Now, Edison tried out his first light bulb in a number of places, but finally in New York City, and it didn't go over too well. He was ridiculed at every turn. Next, please. Basically, what he had developed was a filament in the bulb, which, what's a filament, by the way? Anybody, any child know that? Any boys and girls? Anybody have an explanation what a filament is? You know, when you look at a regular light bulb, there's a little thin rod of light that glows. And when he enclosed it in a bottle and took all the air out of the bottle, he found out that it would continue to burn. And so this is his major contribution. But it needed an awful lot of improvement as time went on. Next picture, please. Next slide. Not advancing. Uh-oh. We may end up telling Edison jokes here. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, okay. All right. Here's an excuse me. Here is another cartoon of Edison. They made fun of him in New York City because his plant in New York City had all kinds of problems. People getting electrocuted. They had dark days, gray days. Horses were killed just walking along over raw wires that weren't buried properly and so forth. So next slide. Make a long story short, he developed the what? What came to Brockton? Yes, go ahead. The three-wire system, outstanding. Now, you're already the first prize winner. Am I correct on that? So you're going to get another prize as well. Be sure the people that I say that to meet me afterwards here, okay? Okay, next slide. And there he is. That's an extremely rare picture of what Thomas Edison looked like when he was in Brockton. I recall when they were doing the relief down at City Hall Square, they had him all wrong. They had him with a cane, looking about my age, and it just wasn't right. And I did have to interrupt the architect and the designer to tell him they were about 30 years off. But that's it. He was referred to as being very intense, had very bright eyes, and he had steel gray hair. We know that from the documentation. Next, 36 years old. Go ahead. Now, one of the major problems he had was that he wanted to deepen the burying of wires so they'd be out of view, and but he couldn't come up with the money. And so, by the way, this is Main Street, Brockton. You're looking south from about Church Street over here. That's St. Patrick's Church on the right-hand side, looking down near Belmont Street. Belmont would be right about there. And it was lined with beautiful elm trees, and the people had great love for those trees. And so there was a conflict. Next. There's the power plant that he proposed to the folks here in Brockton. Next. And there's the other side of the street, again, with lots of trees, beautiful elms. And what do you notice strung down here? Okay, wiring, temporary wiring, above ground temporary wiring. And he wanted to bury the wires, but the conservationists, including D.W. Field, who was just a young conservationist, environmentalist at that time, was very critical of that. And so he sent crewmen out cutting trees and marking them, not in this area, but outside of the center, indicating that he had to cut them down. Well, make a long story short, before long, there was a big uproar over it, and he began to wire down the street by putting the wires right on the trees with these insulated hooks, which were made in Brockton, by the way, first made in Brockton. And ultimately, it was agreed that it would be better to put them underground. So we had the world's first 3-wire central system underground in the entire world. This is an extremely rare picture. I hope you appreciate it. It's extraordinary. This is the very first building, a Howard Loring's a shop, Boston store, which was the first one to be wired. Next. Oh, note the trolley car down there. Here they are burying the wires. Next. I'm going to have to speed this up. How am I doing, Barbara? Another 5 minutes? Okay. Here's the plant, and I think you know who that is leaning against the wall, Barbara. Not Al himself, but that's...
Larry Siskin?
No, he's much too thin for Larry Siskin. Sorry. No, that tall man is Alton Davidson Sr. That's Al Davidson's father, who was a major source of information. He used to live in Brockton and was a president of Brockton Historical Society that gave me that information. Most of the information I have on Edison came by way of Al. Next, please. There's the plant as it looked about 15, 20 years ago. Oh, one of the exciting things that's going on right now is that they're going to replace the sign that said Edison Light and Power Plant that used to be here on that chimney. So that's going to be a nice little addition. The people at the Old Colony Planning Council are working on that one. Next, please. And there's the Edison, can you read that? Edison Light and Power. That's the symbol that used to be, oh, that'd be great to see that someday back in Brockton. Next. And that's the actual photograph of the original generator and steam engine, which is back this way. Next, please. That's a secret, but I know where that is, that generator. It's down in New Jersey. And I hope to someday be able to convince them that it should be in Brockton. It was sent out up here in 1926, by the way. All right, next. There's so much I could talk about on every slide. We're going to have to move on. Now that, people, we have that right here. And it's the very first time I've ever seen it outside of the Brockton Historical Society. I don't know how they ever allowed it to come down here, but please keep an eye on it. Be sure you put your hands on that, because that switch was thrown by Thomas Edison himself. And we usually don't let people handle this unless they come to the museum. But certainly, that's quite a concept. And that was first used to light the power plant, throw the switch onto the first power plant. And then it was later used, when they increased the size of the power plant, it was later used to light the world's first theater that was centrally powered in Brockton. Next, please. Okay, we could talk so much about this, but this is downtown Brockton, the map of Brockton when Edison arrived. And power station is right there, City Hall. The first fire station up here. What happened? Okay, right there. World's first fire station be lit by central power. The first theater, right there, the city block, right there. Most people don't realize we had the first municipal offices ever powered by central power. And they were at the front of the city theater. That's the city theater right there. And we also had the first school that was ever lit by electric power, night school, first night school. And on it goes, scores of firsts here. Next, please. These are some highlights of some of the other things, important locations. This building over here is critically important. It's called the George E. Knight Factory, you know, the old, I want to tell you people, that is the most underrated building in Brockton that I know of right now that hasn't been recognized. That should be on the historic register. That is where the world's first trolley system model was created by a fellow named Francis Julian Sprague. And many other things took place in this general vicinity down in here. It's really a quadrangle of extraordinary invention that hopefully will someday be fully recognized. Next, please. So there's the front municipal building. Out behind that is where you went in to get into the theater back this way. And there was also an entrance that used to say vaudeville right there. I have a picture of another slide reel, but that's all part of the complex, very important part of the complex. Next. And that's the inside of the theater. Now, the theater burned down around the turn of the century, so that's what it originally looked like. And I have a picture, I don't know if it's in here, but the chandelier was about 12 foot in diameter, and it was lit with about 50 beautiful early light bulbs. And they used to say when the lights came on, there was a gasp of awe, because people were familiar with gas lights up till that time, not electricity. And the light was different and very shocking to them, and they would always break out in applause. It held over 1,500 people, and it must have been quite an experience to go to the plays that were there. Some of them were extraordinary plays. Go ahead, next. And of course, some of the earliest films were shown there. Next. And here's, when it was pulled down in 1958, here's some of the wiring that was tipped out of it, that Edison personally put in himself. Next. And this is the only photograph I know of that shows the building coming down. That's the back end of it. Off Ward Street. Sad story. Next, please. And that's Mr. Julian Sprague, Frank Julian Sprague. We'll have to talk about him some other time. He is also an extremely important hero. Now, incidentally, I think there's a whole lot of people that deserve status, even though they weren't born in Brockton. I consider them historic icons, and I created the first Historic Citizens Award almost 10 years ago, and the concept then was that we recognize these people as icons. And I think this would be a very good year to recognize Edison as our first icon. And Marciano, of course, well, Marciano would be a born citizen, so that's a historic citizen, but we still need to recognize Rocky and a lot of other people. Next, please. There's Sprague's first traction system. Basically, these were horse-drawn up until he worked on them. And he put a battery, buried a series of batteries right inside here, and powered them with Brockton Central Power. And extremely significant. Next, please. Oh, this is the world-important Crescent Center and Court Street trolley car. I have that greatly sharpened, by the way, on digital. Unfortunately, these are all slides, but that used to loop down around Quincy Street and back to Brockton, and it's unbelievably important in history, in trolley car history. Next, that's backwards, but that shows you the car heading down and around the loop. Oh, we also have the first express trolleys. Express trolleys that just carried baggage, and they ran from Brockton to Boston and Brockton to the Cape. Now, if you were around back in the turn of the century, you'd see these roaring down the streets back and forth. And what they did was pick up materials at the railroad station and then did short shuttle runs in between the railroad tracks and the people that needed the materials. And so that's another first for Brockton. Next, please. This is a store, shows the external wiring. This would be a nightmare to the average electrician today. Notice the wires on trolleys, little trolleys that pulled along. And the next picture will show you the house on 42 Green Street. That's a picture in the 42 Green Street property before they radically changed it. And hopefully, I've tried to get in touch with the owner, and hopefully we're going to get some cooperation there. But anyway, that's another story. Next, please. Is Tim here? Oh, I'm sorry, not Tim, Derek. Oh, okay. Derek has recently picked up a shoe machine of this ilk right here. Of course, shoe machines were powered also. Next, I'll leave that story for later. Some people think it wasn't a good idea, but of course they immediately light-powered factories, so we could have workers now working all night long, right? And here's the Douglas all lit up. Next, please. Very important lady. This lady is Margaret Knight. Does anyone know who Margaret Knight is? Boys and girls, have you heard of Margaret Knight? Anybody? Margaret Knight was the first woman patent holder. And she worked in the shoe industry primarily. And she made several patents for Brockton shoes for Georgie Keith Company. And what a story that is. And getting that picture was not easy. I used Senator Kerry in obtaining that. Next, he was very helpful. USMC, you know, the largest building in Brockton, down on the corner of Crescent and Montello, Center and Montello. That used to be the United States Shoe Machine Corporation building, and they used to make all kinds of fabulous equipment, the first of which was electrified down there by Edison. All kinds of fabulous shoe machines. Next. All right, I'm going to bring this to a close. That's the first night school. That was the third Brockton High School. Next, please. Just go through real quickly. We had the first fire station, as we said, first lighting of an electric automobile, a bicycle race. Next. First water supply connected to electric power. Next. We had a fellow named Caleb Packard who invented early washing machines. He one of the first to power them. We also had the first refrigerator, by the way, in Brockton. Next. Unbelievable involvement with the Brockton Fair. We'll skip that for now. And even in the early teens, Edison provided the cement. He had a major concrete company. He went bust for a short time. And Edison cement was used to build the widest street in the country at the time, which is now Legion Parkway, out of concrete. Next. He also built pre-stressed concrete for James Edgar's. And when that building went down, a couple of friends went down to watch, and they said when they were trying to knock it down with a ball, it took about 20 whacks. It was really solidly built. Next. Okay, well, there we go. Brockton and Edison. I think that's where we'll start right there. And I appreciate your kind attention. Please, students, please see me after the prize winners. Thank you.
We'll come up. Right now, we'd like to award our certificates, honorable mention, and trophies for all of the students who participated, and we would also like to acknowledge the teachers and others who helped make this possible, so thank you very much. So right now I'd like to ask Barbara and Representative Canavan to come up and help me with the awards. We'll read all of the students and hand them their certificates. Yes, thank you. And get a picture. Yes. And we'll get a nice picture for you to have, and we'll display. Okay, I'd like to ask Savannah Lee. Is Savannah Lee here today? Oh, okay. We'll go to the next one then. Anisha Sophia Lopes. Is Anisha here? How about Zeus Jensen? Zeus Jensen Juarez. From the Davis School.
Do you have, are we in the right order?
Yes. Just these are all honorable mentions.
Turn around when you're getting it so you can get
Yeah,
the picture.
there you go.
Great. That's it. All right, great.
Zeus, here, this is for you. This is,
Would you like to
Read
see
the
this?
first
yeah, don't move anywhere, stay there. Let me just give the opportunity, just so everybody knows, this is a citation. And every one of the children will receive a citation that has been signed by myself, Representative Canavan, and the Speaker of the House, Salvatore De Macy. honoring them for the hard work that they did. So we have one for each of the young men and ladies. Okay? There you go. Can I get one? Here you go, kiddo. Come here.
Okay.
Stand right there and smile. There you go, kiddo. Congratulations.
Is Savannah Lee here?
Thank you. Congratulations.
Savannah Lee is from the Davis School.
There you go, and congratulations. Turn around now so we can get your picture with everybody,
Yeah,
okay?
turn around,
Yeah,
Savannah,
yeah.
please. There you go. Turn your citation around,
There you
sweetheart.
And please take a
Good
moment after
smile.
the refreshments to come up and see where the children have the names on their projects and their ribbons, and they can take those
Did you get
home
it,
with
Dad?
them.
Okay.
Excellent.
All righty, here you go, Savannah. It's a lovely name.
And
And a smart lady.
is Anisha here? Oh, is she not here today? Okay. Kayla Valente? And Kayla is also from the Davis School.
All right, how are you? Hold on one second. Brittany will walk. There you go, sweetheart. Turn around.
Turn around,
Turn
honey.
around now. Come back.
We'll turn this open.
Don't be shy.
The Davis School is a great school. My granddaughters go to the Davis School. It's a good school. There you go. Okay, sweetie.
Good job.
There you go. Congratulations, Kayla.
And Justin Matheri.
Did we get the wrong one?
No, Jackie's checking.
Your mother is. Oh. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Hold on one second, waiting for the...
This is for Justin? Justin, you look a handsome young man. Look at how handsome. Sure. And where's
There you go.
Justin's mom? You make sure you get where you can get a good picture of him.
There you
This
go,
is a big deal. Justin, look at the mayor.
Yeah,
There you go, hon.
There you go, hold it up
There
there,
you go.
attaboy.
There you go.
Yeah, put it in front of your face. Want to see that
Wait a
smiling
minute.
face?
Mom has
One
to
more for
get
your
one
mother.
time. You
All
happy
right.
with the picture, Mom?
There you go.
Okay.
There
There you go. Close this up, boys. There you go.
And Ava Nardelli. Is Ava here?
Ava, yay! Oh, one of the little winners. Jerry owes her a prize. Or gave her a prize.
Ava is from the Hancock School. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ava. You come this way and turn around, sweetheart. There you go. There's the mayor's got something for you.
Ava's the mayor of the Hancock School, by the way.
She is.
Yeah. Yeah, not you.
Are we in the way of the videographer? Yes.
Okay, good.
There. There we go. Okay, Mom, get it? Everybody? Okay? And when people get up, they're in the way of the videographer, so gotta be careful. Congratulations, kiddo.
And Daniela Perez from the Kennedy School.
Okay, let's see. Do you
Danielle
want to
is
take your
from the
coat off,
Kennedy
sweetheart, for
School.
your photos? Let's have her take her coat off. Give her just a minute. She's got a lovely, gorgeous dress on.
There we
There you
go.
go,
There you
darling.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
hold it behind my back.
There you go. And you're going to turn around and show that beautiful dress.
There you go, come over here a little
Over
bit.
here, sweetheart.
Get this.
There you go.
There you go. And then
And congratulations. See how sweet she looks.
all right.
There you
good job.
We all set? Wait a minute. There's one in the back. You all set, Dad? He's way in the back. Okay?
He's got a video camera.
All right.
There
Here you go, darling. Congratulations. Let me close that up for you. You keep up the good work. Become a president of the United States
Here you go,
someday, huh?
honey. You want coat? There you go.
Okay, Aaliyah Wright. Is Aaliyah here? Aaliyah is also from the Kennedy School.
Yeah. Hi. Congratulations, sweetheart.
Here you go, turn around, you get this. Turn
I'll
around
get
so
it
we
for
can
now.
see you. Back up a little
There you
bit.
go.
Back up a
That
little
I
bit,
girl.
sweetie. There you
That's a
go.
girl.
Now, where's Mom and Dad?
Congratulations.
You all
Get
set?
All
Those
right.
are the important pictures. Okay. Congratulations, sweetheart.
And is Alyssa Mendez here? Alyssa? Okay, and now I'd like to announce the first, second, and third prize winners, and it was very difficult this year because these projects were so very creative and a lot of hard work went into all of them. But I'm going to start with the third place. Willow Ricketson from Angelo School. Is Willow here?
I need to read this one,
Congratulations.
since it's the
Yeah,
first.
honey. Congratulations, we'll turn around.
Let me just fix this.
There we
And
go.
before we do that, I want to read this one since first place.
It's third.
I'm sorry, third place, and then they all have similar. It says, "Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Willow Ricketson, right here, in recognition of your outstanding effort and third place award in the third graders' 11th, oh, Larry, it's the 11th annual citywide Thomas Edison Essay and Mixed Media Contest. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all your endeavors. Given this day, January 24th, 2009, from the State House of
right.
Representatives. Congratulations, Laura. Congratulations, Matt. Show her to the camera. Sweetie, you know something? Tell her it's okay to smile. There you go, darling. It's okay to smile.
We need more, you
And
need
a
more
trophy.
hands. Yeah.
I'll hold this for you. You can hold your trophy.
You want to take the trophy?
Your
There you go.
trophy's
I'll hold this
important.
one.
There you go.
All right,
Okay?
you take this too.
Good.
Congratulations.
Larry, I have a joke too about how many people from the Historical Society that it takes to screw in a light bulb, but actually how long it takes for them to talk before they decide how to do it. And besides the fact the mayor and I buy the light bulbs.
Okay, second place, we have Kayla McLeod from the Angelo School. Is Kayla here?
Kayla,
Congratulations.
second prize.
You got that,
Congratulations, Kayla.
and you got that.
Turn
You
around,
turn
sweetie.
around there, we'll take your picture.
And give a dazzling smile.
There you go. Go right over.
Did you get it, Nana? You okay? Nana's picture is the most important one.
All right,
There you go.
Congratulations, Kayla. You got it? Good job.
And finally, in first place, this young man put a lot of extra effort, and we are hopeful that he will also allow us to display his award-winning project at the Historical Society, is John Perdall from the, what school? Hancock School. Thank you. John, come on up. And Jerry, you have a special medal for John?
This is from the State House for you, young man, and you have your awards. And then we're going to make you
Congratulations.
turn, I'll hold this for you, honey.
Barbara has it. There you go,
Turn
buddy.
you around. Look at Dad.
Fabulous.
Look right at Dad.
Are we gonna raffle?
Jerry, you gonna do this?
Okay, all right.
Jerry, come over here.
Where are we?
Thank you.
You want to,
Um,
you want to
Yeah,
start
I'll
with
just,
Wilbur's?
it's John again, and last name John?
Perdall.
Perdall.
Perdall, John, I just want to give you the best prize of all. It's a gold finished commemorative that was done in 1976 by Centennial. It's already become a very valuable collectible. And so that's prize number one. Thank you.
Okay, and I hope everyone will be able to enjoy some refreshments and take a look at some of the exhibits and projects that we have.
There you go.
There he goes. How's that? Can you get it, Dad?
There you go.
Hold still. One more picture here.
Awesome.
One more.
I just want to close up and just say goodbye to everybody. You want to say something?
Okay. Don't forget
There you go, pal.
to thank Arnie and Stephanie Danielson.
Why don't you give me that?
Okay.
Okay. There you go,
Well,
sweetheart.
that concludes our event, and I hope that you've all enjoyed yourselves. I noticed that Brian Rogan, from the principal of the